what is the UK's current legal position on whether or not Gaza is occupied?
Our position is that that Israel is fighting a campaign against Hamas. We have to check regularly whether that is in compliance with international humanitarian law and assess that. I don't think Israel regards itself as an occupying force, but whether that is correct, I would want to take legal advice, because this comes to this issue about aid, where I think Israel needs to do more, a lot more, to get more aid into Gaza, which perhaps we can come on to.
And forgive me, we know that Israel does not consider itself to be an occupying power, but British law currently does consider Gaza to be an occupied power. Can you, an occupied territory? Can you just confirm that on the record?
I don't know the precise legal definition of that. I'd have to go back and check.
Philip? I think we all know that the Foreign Office does know what the official legal position is.
We describe the territories as the occupied Palestinian territories, but
that's a different question.
That's a descriptor.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We should give you a piece of written advice on the legal position.
I think what the chair's asking is, do we consider Gaza to be occupied militarily at the moment? Is that what you're getting at?
I'm asking for the British government's legal definition, whatever they consider to be the terminology of occupied, because as I understand it, there is no question that in law, under British law and according to the UN Security Council Relation 22334, on which we have based our legal position, Gaza is an occupied territory, and therefore from that, Israel does have obligations as an occupying power, whether or not they consider it to be or not. British law does state that, and I would consider it to be quite fundamental that we knew exactly from what premise we were operating when engaging in something so complex.
As you know, we refer to them as the occupied Palestinian territories, but obviously Gaza was left by Israel. But I think the question you're asking now is what Israel's done, is that technically an occupation, and therefore do they have legal obligation? The point I would make is, look, whether or not they are de jure occupying, they are de facto occupying Gaza, and therefore when it comes to this issue of aid delivery, we need them to do more. At the moment we're at about 150 trucks a day getting into Gaza. We need to be closer to 500. Every day that we're not closer to 500, we're going to have more people going hungry, we're going to have more people getting disease. There is a danger of there being really widespread hunger. At the moment, something like 90% of Gazans are getting less than one meal a day. And so I've set out with the Israelis a whole set of things that could happen, that they could do that would make a real difference. You know, make sure Kerem Shalom is open 7 days a week. Make sure the Nitzana checking point is open 24 hours a day. Make sure the aid convoys that are coming across Jordan have unhindered access into Gaza. Look at opening the port of Ashdod so aid can arrive by sea, go from Ashdod, either into Kerem Shalom or even better, go into the Erez crossing. Crucially, none of these things will work unless inside Gaza you actually have UN personnel, trucks and fuel capable of taking the aid around Gaza. And again, only the Israelis can really fix that, because there's a bunch of visa applications that are outstanding for people to be there. There's a need for armoured cars for that aid to be distributed and taken around with, and that needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed urgently.